Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Connie's Craft Along. Thursday evening, here we are. Oh my gosh, I don't know where the time goes. It just, the days are busy, the evenings have been busy, and that's all good, but holy mackerel, it's Thursday already. It's almost the weekend. So, if your job is Monday to Friday, one more day and you're there. My job just kind of rolls. One of the awesome things about having your own business is that you can kind of set your own hours. So sometimes I work weekends, lots of times I work evenings. Sometimes I take a day off to do something, personal, or I take a morning off or an afternoon, or I go for a swim at the Y in the middle of the day. So it's give and take, but it works for me, and I love my job. I mean, really. I work for I work for Great Stamping with Connie, and I sell Stampin' Up! Products. I get to use Stampin' Up! Products and craft, and it's a lot more than that, I'll be honest. But I love it. I love sharing crafting with each and every one of you. So thank you for coming along on my crafting adventure. If you are here this evening, give me a hello. Let me know that you're here, you're watching. Give me a hello. Let me know where you're from. If you are watching the replay, do say hello. I always love to hear from people. Love to see that you stopped by. And if you are crafting now, or you craft later or tomorrow, I invite you to post a picture of the card that you made, or cards if you made more than one, because I did suggest that tonight's layout was an easy one and a great one, and you might want to cut multiples, which apparently I didn't get to because time slipped away. I was working on tutorials, and then it was like, oh my gosh, it's almost 7 o'clock. Anyway, hello, Nancy. Welcome. What does it say here? Oh, it's Nancy Cole from Markham joining us. So glad you are here. I hope you had enough time to get some pieces cut. I was late sending out the instructions for what you needed, and I do apologize for that. If you don't put these things in your task list and your day timer, sometimes they don't happen. And apparently it didn't. This week's been a little bit off. I know a lot of you have heard that my back has been bothering me. It's getting better. It is much better now than it was at the beginning of the week. I go back to the chiropractor tomorrow, so hopefully he doesn't make it hurt all over again. Although he did warn me when I was there on Monday, he said, you're probably going to feel a little bit beat up tonight and tomorrow, and that's normal, so expect it. So anyway, it is much better. It's not right yet, but it's much better. So hopefully we're on the way. Anyway, let's flip this down and see if we can do some crafting. So designer series paper, all of our wonderful designer series papers are on sale this month of June. They are 15% off. You used to have to buy 2 packs, and then you could get a third package for free, or you could get discounts on the second or the third or whatever. Right now it's 15% off everything all across the board. The designer series paper, so you can get just one package and still take advantage of the sale, or of course you can always get more than one because there is lots of lovely designer series paper. So I thought for tonight it would make sense to have a card that shows off the designer series paper. So let's get at it. You need a card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Standard card base. Nothing new or weird there. You need 3 pieces of cardstock, 5 1/4 by 2 1/4, 3 3/4 by 2 1/4, and 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. So they're all 2 1/4 wide. because our cardstock is all 2 inches wide, and different lengths. Okay, standard layers for that. Hi, Donna, welcome. Hey, then you need some designer series paper. Since this was going to be about designer series paper, we need some of that. So I have a piece that is 5 by 2, and this is from the Gone Fishing suite. So we have these really fun fish, and this piece. Where did they go? They go that way. This piece is 2.5 by 2, and that is the same paper. And then this piece is 3.5 by 2. And this is the one that I suggested you may want to cut 90 degrees turned from your other pieces. So the fish obviously are going to go this way on my card. And my plan is to put this piece this way so that the waves are going this way, because that would look kind of funny as waves or ripples in the water. So it's going to go across. And hopefully it works out, because that's how I've cut it. You need a shape for your sentiment. I've gone with a small piece of boho blue cardstock. And I did that partly because within this pack of paper, the background is very vanilla. But I found the very, very light water here. It's not white. If I put a piece of white cardstock behind it, you can see that that is not white, but the blue it's a gray toned white maybe, as opposed to a yellow toned white, so it almost looks like it's white. And when I put a piece of very vanilla in for the sentiment, it looked kind of off, and when I put a piece of white in, it looked kind of off. So I decided to go with boho blue because that will match. Stamps, ink, embellishments, and adhesive. And I do not have a stamp here for my sentiment, so I'm going to have to grab one of those. But I wanted it small, so just give me one quick moment. Just, I don't know, maybe I should just grab a whole bunch here. Grab the charming sentiments. I think that may have something small in it. Hey, we have something, maybe something small. We have a thank you that might fit. I could take a look at that. I do need to make some more sympathy cards, and I need to make baby cards. I don't know that this is the paper for baby cards, but babies are a blessing. I was sort of going through some things today. I was at a shop local vendor event recently, and people were buying cards, and someone pointed out to me that I don't have very many baby cards in my stash. And so I took a look. I was like, oh, they're right. I need to make some more. And I sold a number of birthday cards and sympathy cards. And so I always have lots and lots and lots of birthday cards, but I kind of need to replenish my sympathy card stash. So babies and sympathy, those are on my list, but we'll see. I don't know that we're going to get there tonight. Anyway, here we go. Folding my card base in half. This is, like I said, this is a super easy card, but it's, I don't know, it's fun, and it shows up designer series paper. So these layers are just all going to go onto the cardstock, very standard stuff. So I will do that, and we can chat. And let's see. What, oh, look at that. That's the back of these fishies. Do you like that? It's like a washed denim or washed board look. Probably washed board, given that this is fishing related water and, you know, seaworthy and all those things. But anyway, I'm using the fish, at least for this card. I may, I have my trimmer handy so I can cut, because I didn't get everything cut for the second card that I told you I would do. This one I'm going to do portrait, and then I will do one landscape as well, since suggested that your card could go either direction. Okay. And there is also a joining special on this month along with the Designer Series paper sale. So if you are looking to join the Great Stampin' Believers family, now's a good time to do it. And reach out and let me know that you might like to do that, and I can answer all your questions, get you some more info, and we'll see if it's right for you. There we go. So after you've, well, maybe I'll stamp my sentiment because then we can sort of see how we want to do the whole thing. So I have Misty Moonlight ink, which is the color of this cardstock. I don't know that I ever mentioned that, but this is Boho Blue, and this is Misty Moonlight, which are the two colors of the fishies. So I am just going to stamp this, and I'm just making sure it's nice and inky because I am stamping on colored cardstock. I want to make sure I have my stamp nice and inky, and then I'm just going to hold it here perhaps a little bit longer than usual, and then I'm going to stamp it a little bit low. So now I'm turning it over and I'm going to stamp it a little bit higher. Hopefully not too high because I didn't cut any extras of these, but we'll see. One of them will work. If it's not right, look, I happen to have this other circle sitting on my desk, slightly larger. I don't know what it's from, but I could always put a gem on the top here, right? That's where the gem goes. But that's a little more centered. I don't think I need this. I'll save that for the next card in case I mess up. Yes. Okay, so here are all of our pieces, and then you can just decide how you want to organize them on your card. I was thinking something kind of sort of along those lines, and right down there perhaps. There's no right or wrong, and you can have whichever layer you want on the top. Don't think I want this all the way across, so I think I want it interrupted with some more fish. I think I'm going to go with that. These are great if you need to do a bunch of cards for something. If you're, just want to get a bunch of cards made, you could put different sentiments on. You could use different Designer Series paper, but you could use the same layout and just get all your bits and pieces all cut and then sit and, put all your layers together and then assemble. Get a bit of a production line going. Now, if you are in my In Color Club, those packages for the second month, the second color, will be going in the mail tomorrow, so you can watch for those arriving in a mailbox near you, or a mailbox, yeah, near you, your mailbox. Next week, they should arrive. And that's month number 2. Okay, so what do we think? Do it down low? No, I think if I go with the one that's a little more centered, I can put gems anywhere because there's got to be some bling on this card, right? And there is still some room there, so I think I'll go with the one that is a little bit better centered. Hello, Candy, welcome. Good to have you here, and happy to see that Ed is not needing the computer tonight. Oh, don't know if you have had cut out the pieces for this card. It's very straightforward. Designer Series paper onto the cardstock layers, and then your sentiment, and that's about it. Yeah, that's the card. Let me just find. Oh, what sort of gems should we add to this? I don't want anything white, and I don't want anything. Well, I don't know what I want. Oh, do I want something silver? These are adhesive backed sparkle gems. Could use these gold ones. I don't think the black. Could use the silver. The silver almost gets a little lost. I kind of like these, which is unusual because usually I like silver with blue, but I kind of like that on there. Let's throw some of these on and see what we think. Even put one on here, just in case anybody was thinking that was not quite where it should be. So, do I want another one? I don't know that I want another one. Down here maybe. So then we're just kind of sprinkling them around, perhaps. Sure. Okay. I'll go with that. And so there's your card. That's really quick. That took very little time. So I'm going to grab some more supplies, and we'll just change it up a little bit because I did tell you I would do one a landscape as well. So I need to get my trimmer. Oh, set this guy over to the side here. My trimmer. And for this one, I am going to use a piece of the daisy paper, Cheerful Daisy, I believe is what it is called. I have the package right here. I can tell you exactly what it's called. Oh, Fresh as a Daisy. Fresh as a Daisy. And it's got all of this, all these different daisy papers in here. I really like this one too. This was the first one I saw from this package, and it was like, oh, love those colors. But I do like these two, and I like lots of the others in here. So anyway, I digress. So I think this piece, I should see how long this piece is 6.5. So I need, okay, so I can use 6 inches of it, but I need to trim it down to 2 inches. And I think that I will just use the back as the second factor. Do these have an up and a down? They do a tiny bit, but not really. So this is going to be the smaller piece. So I think we'll be okay. 2.5. If I do it this way, hopefully. And 3.5. Okay. And then the larger piece. When I look at this, to me, this is top and bottom. So I'm going to cut it this way and take 2 inches here so that I am cutting it to go in a landscape pattern. It's always easiest if your designer series paper doesn't have a direction, but this one's not entirely a direction, but it is a little bit. Okay. If that makes any kind of sense. And some papers obviously have it. I mean, the fish can't be swimming with their heads up and their tails down. That would be ridiculous. Okay, now the questions. Here's the questions. Whoops, drop that, but that's okay. I think I only need one. So now the question becomes, set this to the side for a moment. Hold this so we can see it a little bit. What color card base and what color border on my paper? So I have Moody Mauve, one of the new in colors, and wild wheat, another one of the in colors. So, because those are the two colors in here, could go either way. So here is a piece of wild wheat. And so now I've got wild wheat on wild wheat. Perhaps not ideal. Not sure. Let's see what the comparison is. Putting it onto Moody Mauve. This one could work because it's not just Moody Mauve against Moody Mauve, because it's pretty much all just wild wheat. Right? So what do we think? Is that the better look? Kind of thinking that it is. Or yet another option, and we can still decide on this later, could be that that we go with white card base. Not sure. Wheat card base. We can decide on the card base later. I think I'm going to go with Moody Mauve for the layers. So just grab my trimmer again. And I need, going back to my little post-it notes here, so I don't mess up. 2 1/4 this time. 2 1/4. Oh. And then we need a 1/4. Oh, no, 3 3/4. 3 3/4. Oh, close. Almost messed up. I should hide the Designer Series paper measurements. They're confusing me, and we know how easily that can happen. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this way because I only need one more. So there's my 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. And I didn't pull out anything for sentiment piece yet. This could be a sympathy card, couldn't it? Maybe I need to pull out a sympathy with deepest sympathy. Look at, there's a lovely sympathy sentiment, heartfelt sympathy from Seaside Bay. That's one of my favorites as well. I do like that one. I love the font. Just so beautiful. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that one. And then I will have to find something about that size for the segment. Do you ever do this? Dies and punch pieces, things that you know, maybe you did a bunch of them at once and then you didn't end up using them. These are dimensional packages. So when you get dimensionals, keep the packages, put your little bits in them, put them right in your stamp set, and then they're all ready to go if you ever want some quick crafting, some extra little pieces. There they are, all sorted and categorized for you. Many of my stamp sets, if you open them up, they will have an additional little package of goodies in them. Okay. Sympathy cards are one of those things that you need to make sympathy cards when you don't need them, because when you do need them, you don't feel like making them. So best to have some in your stash. I'm gonna have to pull this right off because it's not on straight. And unlike liquid glue, you can't just slide the piece into position when you've used tape runner. So take it off, put it back down properly. There we go. Okay. This. Here. There we go. And then we just need to decide. Okay, first of all, I need a piece of paper for my sentiment to mount this on a block, make a bigger block. This one, to use your grid paper to do your very best to get your sentiment mounted straight. Let's do this. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I think my eye is as good or better than looking, because you have to kind of look down through things with these stamps. You can't set them that way because then you're trusting your sticker, which isn't always exactly where the image or words or whatever is. So, okay, what am I going to do for a shape here? I didn't. Oh, you know what? There's something else I've started doing because I have. Many of you know that I make a lot of cards to donate to a couple of churches and to a Christian camp. And so I've got a bunch of designer series paper layered up onto card bases, and I need to add sentiments. So I've been starting to gather, I'd say plain white pieces, but if you look in my bucket here, I have gathered a lot of sentiments that I didn't use on something or other. So oh, there's heartfelt sympathy, but it's the wrong color. And there's with deepest sympathy, but it's the wrong color. I need to find some cards with that color. So I don't think this will fit. Nope. What we have this. It would fit on here. That might be a little large. Oh, I bet it fits on here. Would fit on there. Okay, so there's a couple of options. Seeing as how I, didn't get in here and have anything prepared for that. I also, as I have this strip of white cardstock in it, would fit on that. Anything to, well, yes, I do have cardstock for that. Anyway, we're not there yet. So we'll decide once we get this laid out. So our choices for card base now are probably wild wheat or basic white thick cardstock. This out of the way. Okay, here's my pieces. And then we need to decide how we're going to put the, we could do this exactly the same way as the other one, just turned so that it would be like that. And then the sentiment could come somewhere kind of sort of. Not positive about the weight for the sentiment. That looks a little positive about this. But I don't think I want it all covered. If I do this, no, I don't think that's going to work. Or maybe we do this. This sentiment covering there. It's a different shape, doesn't it? Okay, so here's the dilemma. Or the other thing, I guess, would be, do we want a white card base? And if anybody has any thoughts on any of this, feel free to chime in, because clearly I hadn't planned this, and I'm not sure I have it quite do you think? Any thoughts? Basic white, wild wheat. I think I like it better with the wild wheat. I'm going to go back into this and see uh, how about the Moody Moles? This one? Good. Then we've got tone on tone, which is not a bad thing. Just won't see the layering as bubble bath. Is that what you mean? The light pink as opposed to the dark mauvey purple? Have to go grab a piece of bubble bath. I've done a turn. I didn't think about that one. Oh, and where is my bubble bath part? So. Okay. There we go. Oh, I could use this. Oh, I should have brought that other piece. One moment. And this is what Nancy and I used to do all the time when we lived closer together. We would get together and I would try to be creating something or other and it wouldn't be working. And I would show Nancy and she would have a brilliant idea how to fix it. So here we go. No, it's not complicated. I just needed to get some supplies. It's all good. Besides, I know your ideas are usually marvelous, so we'll give it a go, see how it looks. It might be exactly what we're after. Okay, now I've almost lost my bone folder, almost covered it up. There we go. Okay, let's move all of this over here. The other thing that you can do, if you don't have 3 pieces of designer series paper that you want to use, you can take one of these and put a piece of cardstock on it that you've embossed. And that can look really nice as well, because then you've got texture as opposed to, I think the problem is, I think this is too plain. It's kind of, I wonder, I should have maybe stamped a daisy on it or something. The chances of me being able to do that at this point. Or what could I add? What do I have sitting at my desk that I could add? I don't have a whole lot here, but I could add something like that. This is distressed gold paper, and this is from the Earth and Textures bundle. But I do have these things in here. Oh, that one's too big. Like that one. But this one could give that just the little something it needs. Or maybe I should grab my Cheerful Daisy stamp and just add a couple of, do I have outline stamps? Oh, this is getting very complicated now. What do we have? Cheerful Daisy. Yes, look, we have this. Oh, you think so? Somebody thinks so. Okay, let's see. Here goes. I'm going to put that on there. If this doesn't work, I'll just cut some more paper and we'll redo this piece somehow or other. So it's all good. It's just paper. But I think I'm going to stamp a couple of these outline daisies on here. Oh, I do have a little piece of paper here for masking purposes. Look, I'm just going to put this right up against the edge, maybe. I put that up there, and then I can ink this and stamp that. Look, you'd never know. I didn't stamp on it until after I had mounted it. It's kind of backwards to how you should really do these sorts of things, folks. Don't, do as I say, not as I do. But anyway, it turned out okay. So I think this is going to make a difference in how this card looks. Let's see. Go back to this. I'll set this aside for now because that really is supposed to be going on another card, but it's all good. For our retreat, the retreat's not till July, so I would have time to cut more, but that's going to get covered up anyway, but probably going to get covered up. Oh, maybe I should do this and not have it fully covered up. Okay. I like that better. Okay. Could do this, couldn't I? And then it wouldn't be. Or, oh no, now they're on their bed. They're kind of on their bed. I don't know that they're really on their head. I don't know how these daisies grow, but I think that's better. But then what do we do? What do we do for the sentiment? Bubble bath. I think bubble bath, right? Maybe. Let me grab. Okay. We're going rogue here, and we are, not paying attention to rules. Oh, well, maybe we are. I'm grabbing circle punches, and I thought I might be grabbing something that's retired. But look, 1 3/4 inches, not retired, just difficult to get sometimes. It sells out every time they get it back in stock. And will this fit? Ooh, okay, let me try stamping. I might need the 2-inch, which is the same as the 1 3/4. They sell out so fast, but they do keep replenishing them. Available online only. They are not in the catalog, but super handy because they're punches and they're circles, which is a basic shape that we use for many, many things, which is why everybody wants to own them, I guess. But anyway, okay. Let me just, I have ink everywhere on that stamp, so I just want to clean that off in case this doesn't fit in the circle punch and I need to stamp it again. I want to be ready. Okay, let's see. I guess I should be able to tell before I actually punch, right? Oh, it will just fit. Okay. All right. Set that up there, get that a little bit out of the way. Now, where are we going with this? How are we doing? Over the edge, kind of right in the middle. I don't know that we want it right in the middle. Over here, maybe like that. What do we think? Two-inch circle. I'll be back. Oh no, creating on the fly. Okay. We need a little bit more Moody Mo. Oh, I have a piece, don't I? Some out already. And let's just punch this 2-inch. So this is the 2-inch circle punch. Also available online only. But you can get both of these punches. I think these are the pieces. Not positive that's exactly where that should go, but I think I want it layered like that. Hope everyone liked that. Because I'm sticking it down. And then, well, I will stick it down if I could get my tape runner. Oh, oops, now I got tape runner everywhere. There we go. Okay, so who knew the the landscape card was going to be so complicated? It's only complicated because I hadn't really planned it, and I had that one all planned out. So that's my story. I'm going to stick with that, and I just wanted to give all of you a chance to help me create. Yes, that too. There we go. It's a good story. Okay. Over a bit. Don't remember exactly where I had things before, but I'm going to put them here. Well, I'm going to put those two there, and this one will go somewhere. We'll see in a moment. This one's going to go right about. I think it's okay if it goes over the stamping like that. And then this, maybe over that edge. I think so. Oh, yeah, no, I think it's better if it covers the corner. I think. Well, that's where we're going to put it. Hopefully we like how it looks in the end. And I don't think the bubble pack didn't complicate things, Nance. I think that was maybe the piece that was sort of missing. So thumbs up for Nancy. Oops, if I could get it on straight, it would be really nice. There we go. And even though it's a sympathy card, it still needs a little bling. We want for bling on this one. Perhaps something, we want something a little more subtle, or maybe something small. Maybe it doesn't have to be subtle necessarily, but ooh, pearls, iridescent pearls. These are like my new favorite gems. No, favorite of the week. How's that? Because you know how I am. I'm a little fickle with my gems. I love them all. But this week, I've been using these quite a bit. And there. Okay, let's clear some of the extra bits and pieces out of the way. So there's the two cards, same layout, one portrait, one landscape, two great cards. Look at this. I like how that turned out. Oh, look, I'm very crooked. Why am I so crooked tonight? My folder must be crooked. Yeah, the back and forth to the cottage, it never ends up in the same place twice, and everything always just anyway, trials and tribulations. Alrighty, let me come back here. Come back, come back. There we go. I'm back. So there's your two cards, one layout, two ways. And thank you for your help in putting that together. Great ideas, and I like it. I like how it turned out. I'm happy with it. I really like. So there's another thing you need to remember. When you have plain designer series paper, if you want to, you could do 3 pieces of this side and stamp different things on it. And all of a sudden you've got 3 different pieces of designer series paper just from one, just using different stamps. So beautiful versatility. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Anyway, I'm happy how that turned out. And thank you, Nancy, for your help. Always appreciated. So that's the card for tonight. If you have crafted along, or you've made some cards, or if you make some tonight, later tonight or tomorrow or anything, I'd love to have you share a picture. It's so awesome to see the cards that people make with, with this layout, but your own paper, your own colors, your own sentiments, your own sentiment piece, because you didn't have to use a circle. I use circles for both, but you don't have to use a circle. You can use anything that will fit your sentiment. And so it's always so interesting just to see people's take on the same thing. And I'd love to have you share. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been great, and I hope to craft again with you really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.